Um, Hi guys. Today we're reading. Well, it's my first time reading on a Wattpad for other people, like on for YouTube. But anyways, this is going to be a creepypasta X reader story, which is the story is called Proxy and Command. Which yeah. Anyways, let's get started. On chapter 1. Running. That's all the petite ginger-haired girl could ever think of. What started as an innocent walk into the forest led to a suicide trap. She stopped behind a tree and used her mouth to hide her breaths. Immediately she felt someone place their hand on her shoulder. She turned and saw a young female with a black assassin uniform. "Help me! Someone is trying to kill me!" she desperately begged. The young assassin looked at her with worry, but nodded. "Don't worry, miss. I know a place where we could hide." Not after a few minutes of running, they finally stopped near a cliff with an ocean underneath. "Miss, I don't understand. Where are we?" the petite girl asked. The assassin who was behind her lowered her mouth guard and smirked. "You poor soul. Didn't your mother teach you not to talk to strangers?" We all knew that was happening, right, guys? The redhead widened her eyes and looked and took a few steps back, getting closer to the cliff. "It was you! You were the one who tried to shoot me!" The assassin nodded her head and held a dagger behind her back while making her way towards her. "You should have known not to trespass my master's forest." The assassin looked down at the girl with a smirk. The girl, however, started crying. "I'm sorry! Please don't kill me!" The assassin softened her eyes. "Of course I won't." In a blink of an eye, she stabbed the girl right in the chest. She pulled the knife out and saw her helpless features. She grinned at the sight in front of her. "Of course I won't hesitate to kill you." She grabbed her victim's collar and started to drag her at the end of the cliff. "But please, don't do this!" The assassin rolled her eyes and threw her off the cliff, watching her victim fall 20 feet to the ocean. She turned around with a smirk on her face and started to walk slowly towards home. "Oh, who's that badass assassin, you might ask? Well, it's me, YNLN, or the soon-to-be Proxy in Command. I was saved by Slenderman 17 years ago, and my repayment is by serving him. He taught me the survival skills that I needed to know for me to do his missions. I also know the forest like the back of my hand. The mansion that I call home was now in sight. I only lived with my boss, and occasionally his brothers would visit us. I opened the door to the mansion and quietly closed them. I then made my way towards Slenderman's office to report my kill back in the forest. Once I was in front of his door, I knocked on the door. In front of his office, I knocked on the door and waited for his response. "Come in." I twisted the doorknob and opened the door. I stared directly at Slenderman, but in the corner of my eye, I saw his 3 brothers on the right. Once I was near his desk, I got down on one knee and looked down. "I successfully killed the intruder, sir." He nodded his head. "Good job, Wyan. Once again, you didn't fail me." I only bowed again, which made Splendor Man chuckle. "Wyan, it's been ages since we last saw you." I looked at Slender to get his approval. He nodded, which gave me permission to stand up and look at Splendor. "That's because you haven't visited us, Splendor." Cheddarman then walked up to me and looked at my outfit. I, for one, say that outfit looks marvelous on you, darling. Yeah, it enhances your beauty, young one. And Fenderman said, offering me a light pink rose. Offender, you better not be giving my proxy one of your popular roses, Slender warned him. Of course not, brother. When I saw this rose, it reminded me how Wyan is so pure, he explained while giving it to me. I thanked Defender and looked back at Slenderman. That is all. You are dismissed. I bowed again and made my way towards his office. Once I closed the door, I overheard their conversation. Slendy, she's practically like your daughter. Since you raised her, why do you still treat her like as if she's your servant? That voice sounded like Splendor. She owes me her life, that's why she serves me. She's just my proxy and soon to be proxy in command. Nothing more and nothing less. I backed away from the door with a pain sensation on my chest. I didn't know what this feeling was. Was it hurt? It felt like someone was stabbing me. I went to the kitchen to find a vase where I could put the rose to put my rose in. She's just a proxy, and simply proxy in command. Nothing more and nothing less. His words echoed throughout my head. I filled water into the vase and made my way towards my room. All the empty rooms in the hallway would soon be filled by other creepypastas in the future. I knew I wasn't going to be alone with Slenderman soon. Dinner soon came, and I had the privilege to sit next to my master, who was at the head of the table. My left consisted of Splendor, while Trencher sat in front of me, and Offender was on his right. Slenderman made us soup to eat, seeing as winter was around the corner. I carefully blew on my spoon so the soup wouldn't be hot. I'm afraid to have to tell you this, but Zolga will be awakened from his sleep in a few days, Slender announced. Splendor and I dropped our spoons onto the bowls with a shocked expression. Slenderman didn't have a face, but I knew he glared at us. Brother, are you sure? Trencher asked, in which he nodded. Zoggle would stay awake for years, but then sleep for 10. During those 10 years, he dreams of ways to achieve his goals. The last time I saw him, I was 7. Do you know if he's after you? I asked him. Slender nodded. Wyan, your time has come. All those years of training will hopefully help you with your upcoming missions to gather my army. I've decided you will be gathering the proxies first, and then the others. Hopefully by then my proxies will help you gather more creepypastas. Ever since I was little, Slenderman always tells me that it would be my job to gather his army, and now the moment is here. I looked at Slenderman in his eyes and nodded. I won't let you down, sir. And that is the end of Chapter 1 of Proxy and Command. I will be reading Chapter 2 later, but make sure to like the video, comment something nice, and make sure to subscribe. Before I go, look at the cat. Yes, that is all.